Hi, I'm Sandy from Lightning Tools, and I'm here again this week with Brett. How are you, Brett?
Yeah, good. Thank you. How are you, Sandy?
Very well, thanks.
Cool.
It's almost
Fantastic.
summertime.
It's hot here,
Oh,
which
really?
yeah, quite a change in the last week. We went from winter to summer in like overnight.
Skipped spring, did you?
Yeah, completely. So yeah, I've been in the office today. Just got home and sat in the conservatory, which is like an oven. So
Yeah, I imagine.
yeah,
Mm.
excellent. So I guess today we're talking more on Social Squared, and
Right.
we
Yep.
used some of the features last week.
Hmm.
So I think we could show some of these.
Oh, that'd be great. Yep.
Yeah, and what I thought we'd do is just really take a look at those features inside of Teams, because although
Mm.
this is a SharePoint SPFX product that works in obviously SharePoint, modern pages, you can also add it to Teams as well as a Teams tab inside a channel, or you can also add it as a personal app as well
Mm.
inside the Teams. So since there's lots of information about Social Squared in SharePoint. We could show the same features, but show them here inside of Teams instead.
Yeah, that sounds good. And we have a lot of interest in that in general. I would say probably way more than half of the inquiries we get about Social Squared are about having a discussion board in Teams.
Yeah, and I guess it's probably worthwhile sort of, we probably have discussed this before, but just revisiting why you might want Social Squared inside of Teams.
Mm. Uh-huh.
And yeah, this came up with a potential client today as well. They had a demonstration, and yeah, this is nothing against Teams or anything like that, but it's just the fact that you get a single thread in some of
Mm.
the communication in Yammer and also in posts inside of Teams. And this particular customer was using Slack, and of course
Mm.
it's the same issue there as well,
Mm.
where you just get a single thread. And the idea here is that we want to have multiple discussions going on, but have them organized into different threads that are
Mhm.
then organized into relevant forums and forum groups, and that just provides some organization to that.
Mhm.
So that's
And having them all in the same team. I mean, one alternative would be to create multiple teams and then you have multiple chats going on, but then you have, the whole proliferation of teams and working with that. But if you really have a bunch of different discussions that you want to have around the same really basic team group, then something like a structured forum is the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see the same sort of thing with other apps as well. It's not really Teams specific. I'm quite a big user of WhatsApp
Mhm.
and so on. And yeah, it can be annoying maybe if you're going back and forth with somebody in a group about a specific topic, and then somebody might just post something completely off topic and it's right in the middle of the discussion thread.
Mhm.
and and nobody responds to that one. It gets missed
Uh-huh.
because it is that single threaded view. So
Right.
that's really the whole reason. Yeah, you can go in, and if you've got a question to ask, or you're doing some sort of brainstorming activity or something like that, you can do it within the context of a post that's organized into one of these forums, and we can
Mhm.
jump in and have a look at some of that, and I'll
Yeah,
explain it.
sure. That'd be great.
Great. So I'm just going to go ahead and share. And yeah, so here
Yep.
in Teams, I've actually created a tech support team. So the idea being that if you're a user of Microsoft 365, you could come here if you had a question about, Teams or SharePoint or Planner or whatever it might be, even Excel
Mhm.
or Word or something like that. And this is the one-stop place that you go to if you've got a question. Now, first of all, you might have a question that potentially somebody else has asked in the past. So
Right.
that would be the first thing to do is, come in and do a search. So we could search for the word SharePoint or something like that, and you can see here that we get, some different posts all about SharePoint, and you've got the ability to narrow down those search results as well by date, and whether you want to be searching inside the post itself or with tags or within the content
Mm.
and title. So you might find the answer to your question that way. You might also find it using the tags. So notice when I click onto the tag cloud here, that all of the posts, so that's new topics and replies to topics, you can tag them so that you can navigate quickly by clicking onto that tag to see all of the different posts in here. So all of these have been tagged with the word SharePoint, and I could scan my eyes over there, see if somebody's experiencing the same issue as me, and if not, then we can go through and create a post. So that's where the sort of organized forums comes in. If I just posted that on the posts tab here, if nobody was able to immediately reply, then that's going to go off screen almost immediately, because there'll be up to sort of 250 people all chatting in that tab. So the idea here is, I've got a SharePoint question, and what I could do is either decide, well, it's a SharePoint question. Is it SharePoint on premises or is it SharePoint online? So if it was SharePoint online, I would navigate to that forum, and in here I could add a new topic. So so that topic, whatever it might be, I'm just going to put my SharePoint question, and here we can say I have a question about SharePoint. Okay, so that's my post. And in here, we've got this rich text editor that you can do all sorts of styling. You can also discuss code with and things like that if you wanted to. So that will keep the code formatting when you post that in. You can also insert YouTube videos or stream videos, embed other images and things like that. And in here, you can also tag that post as well as you've seen. So we can go through and create a tag, and you can see here there's some suggested tags that we might want.
And so those are ones that people have used in the past, right, to help with consistency.
Exactly. So mine might be SharePoint Online specific, so I could tag it with SharePoint Online and so on. So once I add that post,
and I see a new checkbox there for anonymous posting.
Yes, yeah, exactly, and we'll cover that in just a second.
Oh,
So
all
yeah,
right.
that's one of the new features. But yeah, so that question has gone in. So that's a brand new question. Of course, somebody's going to reply to that, and so on, and we get that that going on. And how I get notified about that reply is through subscriptions, and you can subscribe at the forum level, which you can see here, or we can also subscribe at the topic level as well. So in here, yeah, if I subscribed on that one, should somebody reply to me, I'll get then a notification either in Teams or via email that somebody has replied to me. So so that's going on there, but I could also go through and look at other conversations that are going on about other topics as well. So that could be about Teams or whatever. There's all sorts of posts in there that are team specific, and if you use multiple channels inside your team, you can also have the same content display in those. So notice as I navigate to the Microsoft Planner team, we've got Social Squared added there, but it's only showing the Planner forum group. So that's more contextual then as I'm going through the different channels and those questions coming up, I can navigate to them that way, or obviously display all of the content, which is something that you might want to do on the general tab.
So if somebody posted something using that planner channel, that same content would still appear on this general channel as well.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, because there's a number of different SharePoint lists. They live inside the underlying SharePoint site, and therefore, yeah, they're viewing the same content. You're really just masking out the other forum groups that are not in this case. So that's generally what it's all about in Teams, and it works well in Teams. You can apply all the different dark mode settings and things like that, and you'll see that Social Squared fits in really nicely with that. It works extremely well as well on the mobile app. If I can get back to my settings, sorry, there we are. So on the mobile app, it also works well as it's fully responsive and so on. So it looks great there. Okay, so that's really sort of an overview of what Social Squared is. But as far as some of the new features, one of the things you may see in here is, along the lines with our other products, we've built this into the Lightning Connector and Deliver Point, and now also Social Squared, that you get the avatar, and also you get the people card popping up as well.
That's nice.
Yeah, so it fits really well with deliver point from a permissions idea, as well as the lightning conductor and the content aggregation. But I really like it here also, where there's different reasons for seeing this people card. Somebody may have created a really good post, and I actually want to know who is behind that post. Yeah, maybe where were they coming from? It might be that I just want to send them a private message, just thanking them for the post, or asking them to elaborate on something, or anything like that. So you've got all the different ways of communicating with that person. You can also check them out on LinkedIn. We can see who they report to, what they're working on, and all that sort of thing. So all of that information is available to you through there. So yeah,
Very nice.
it's a great new feature. So yeah, as we go in, that was picking on me, but yeah, you can see here that we can look at some of those other users as well, which is really useful.
Oh, I didn't even know you could use the update your profile if it's you. Because you're logged in as demo user
Yeah,
5 right now.
I am that user. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's a nice little addition, and of course that works in SharePoint as well as Teams as well. Not team specific, but yeah, it works extremely well in Teams. And you also get the status as to whether
the presence indicator.
presence indicator. That's what I was after. Yeah, so we can see whether they're online or not, which is useful. So great couple of features. The other feature you mentioned just now is anonymous posting. So I think a good example of that, we mentioned it last time.
Oh,
You
right.
may want
Yes.
to say something extremely nice about your boss or something like that. So, but you don't want to get embarrassed, of course. So what you can do is also post anonymously. So nobody will actually know who made this post other than you. So yeah, it is a great one for sort of collecting feedback and things like anonymously. So yeah, there's that option, which is great.
And I think in that case, yeah, it shows, so it doesn't show your avatar then in that case either, nor your name
Right.
nor your
Yeah.
avatar.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, great little feature there. And although this is something that's not brand new, this is rolled out earlier this year, just more on the people as well. You can follow some of these users. So if demo user 5, if I saw that they were creating some good posts, or demo user 6, because I am demo user 5, or demo user 9, let's go there. So I can view that user and decide to follow that user. So we'll get notified as well should that user post anything once we're following them. And you can always go in and see your followers somewhere. Here we go. So we can see who's following me and who I'm following, and that type of thing.
And then view what they've done. Yep.
Yeah, so you can search on that user as well and take a look at what they've been posting. So there's quite a number of posts from demo user 9, which is good to see. So yeah, that's really the whole idea around Social Squared and some of those new features. And I think we talked about another major improvement was around reporting. So while Social Squared has some built-in views, you can see things like the most active users. We can see the followers. You can see recent activities and things like that. But sometimes you need to know a little bit more, like are there questions that are going unanswered? How long have they gone unanswered for? Who's received the most badges and that type of thing. And that can now be done with the data viewer. So if we just flick across to this page here, this is actually a SharePoint page. You can add the data viewer independently. So, but the downside to that is you just get in Teams a single chart on the page. So adding a SharePoint page, you can create almost a dashboard of what's going on. And I've just configured.
Yeah, I really like that sort of application, having a dashboard from a SharePoint page in Teams in general.
Yeah, it does work really well. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, in here we can see the posts are going unanswered. So any that are marked in red here are long overdue. They've not been marked as answered as well at all. The ones in amber are aging, and the ones in green, have been answered within a reasonable time. So, and all of that can be configured through some conditional formatting and calculated
Mhm.
columns and so on, which we talked about a couple of episodes
Mhm.
ago.
Mhm.
And yeah, there's some other examples here. So number of topics, likes and votes, and we've also got number of posts per forum and
Mm.
number of user badges. So really, you can configure this data viewer however you want against the underlying lists. And yeah, we've made some improvements there as well with the data viewer based on the lists being hidden. To save you sort of having to go in and unhide those lists with some PowerShell, the data viewer can now go and report on those lists. You can navigate to
Mm.
those lists even though they're hidden lists.
That's great.
So yeah, lots of new things going on,
Hmm.
which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
great. Okay, Sandy.
I was just going to say, and that'll be coming out this month. I don't think it's quite there yet, but will be soon.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
It
we've
is. Okay.
pushed the button. Yeah, you can go and grab this new version of Social Squares. This is 3.000, and yes, you can go and obtain that either for SharePoint Online and also for SharePoint on premises as well.
Mm.
So some of those features are sort of Microsoft 365 specific, so they won't work in SharePoint on premises, but you do get the most of the features there.
But I think like the profile cards, right? That's online only, I think.
Yes, yeah,
Mm.
exactly. Yeah. So yeah, go check it out. It's a great product. And yeah, if you are finding that people are not being answered and so on inside the posts tab, then maybe Social Squared is a great product for you.
Mm. Yep. Thanks. Thanks for the little trip or the tour.
Yeah, no worries. And hopefully next week maybe we can get somebody on the show who uses Social Squared.
Yeah,
That'd be great. But
would be.
yeah, in the meantime, I think that sort of highlights the new features this month.
Okay. All right. Great. Thanks, Brett. And
Yeah,
yep,
thank
I'll
you,
see you
Sandy.
next week. All right.
Sounds good. All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye,
You too.
Sandy.
Bye.